So the risks with the vaccine are extremely low compared to the risk that we get with if we get infected. And we don't live in a world where there's no risk, right? I mean, unfortunately. So there is no such thing as a no-risk vaccine. It's just which is the greater risk.
At what point does this start to affect your ability to routinely vaccinate people and have available supply?
So, as Mayor said, so right now minimal impact because there is minimal amounts of Johnson & Johnson vaccine. In fact, right now we basically don't. The City of Houston Health Department basically has, I believe we have none or we have almost none. So for us today, it's not going to have an impact. Now we were anticipating getting more coming in. As the mayor said, we want to ramp things up. We want to make more vaccine available to more people. So that's where it's going to impact us. And we're going to have to wait and see what the final decision is about using Johnson & Johnson moving forward. The more people we get vaccinated, the more quickly, the illness drops. But the other part is, somebody mentioned earlier the variants. Well, every time somebody gets infected, there's a chance of a new variant. So we want to stop this virus as soon as possible before it creates a variant that gets around and either makes people sicker or it somehow is impervious to the vaccine or whatever problem that it will bring with us. So the push to get people vaccinated remains. For us, the City of Houston Health Department, this interruption is going to have minimal impact today, but it does impact us as we move forward and try to ramp things up. Just slow that down a little bit. Yeah, so that'd be a question for Stephen Williams. He could give you the numbers and tell you exactly. Yes, sir. Right. So the people who have already gotten vaccinated? Yeah. Yeah. So what I would say to the folks who have been vaccinated with Johnson & Johnson and they're within the 3 to 4 week window, I would say, number one, this is extremely rare. 6 out of 6.8 million, less than one in a million chance. That's number one. And number two is, should you develop severe headache, shortness of breath, severe abdominal pain, or leg pain, then you need to reach out to your primary care physician and get yourself evaluated. Clots are treatable, and so even if you should develop this complication, they are treatable. So in the case of the 6, there are 6 cases. One person has died. The other 5, at this point, as far as I know, and remember, this just came out this morning, so I'd like to get more detail. But the other 5, I don't know if they're over it or if they're being treated, but it's been 1 death. The other 5 have not died. So clots are treatable, and if you think you have one of those clots, you need to reach out to your doctor and get evaluated.
And let me just say, number one, I appreciate the CDC and the FDC for pausing and take a look at it because it's important for all of us to be transparent. I'd rather for them to make the information available and to give people a confidence that that the checks and balances within our system, those checks and balances are working. And then again, to put things in perspective, we're talking about 6 people who have had complications because of the J&J vaccine. Compare that just in the month of April alone, in the city of Houston, just in the month of April, more than 50 people have died from COVID-19. Now, I want you to put that in perspective. 6 people, complications out of 6.8 million, 1 person having died, 6 people. But in terms of COVID-19, the coronavirus, just in the month of April in the city of Houston, more than 50 people have died from COVID-19. Okay? And the variants are very much still in our city. So let me encourage people. Let me encourage you, go get vaccinated. The good news is that we have multiple options. And so you've got the Pfizer, you got the Moderna. Please take advantage of that to protect yourself, your family members, and your friends. Okay? Yes? Sure. Well, pretty much, I mean, the state has opened things up. And, with regards to city facilities and events, those things that I can control, we've been operating on a very phased-in approach. And so we've been phasing things in. As you know, our parks, for example, we are now allowing Little League play. We returned the rims on the basketball courts. Soccer games are starting. So we have phased things back in. What I would say to people is that at this point, personal responsibility is critically important. And that's why I want to acknowledge, if you go around the city of Houston, I'm pleased to report most people are still wearing their masks. And that has helped quite a bit. That's helped quite a bit. And so if you're in a mass gathering, for example, if you're at an event, I would encourage you to wear your mask. But in terms of whether or not, as mayor, I'm going to step in and just attempt to cancel events or things of that nature, no, I'm going to let you, people will have to exercise their personal responsibility now that the governor has opened things up. But I'm going to continue to wear, if I'm around you, I'm going to wear my mask. Okay? Hold on, I'll be more than happy to talk to you in a little bit. Okay. All right. Thank you all so very much. Okay. And I'll be more than happy to talk to you. The other thing.
Is that okay still? Resign, take it.